Hey, 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 good morning, folks. It's Pastor Stephen back again with another No Frills daily devotional. And today's topic is all or nothing. Now, if you've been tracking with me and you've been wondering, Stephen, where have you been, man? It's been like over a week since you had a video, and what's going on, man? Well, I apologize, all right? I had a couple of things happen kind of consecutively that kind of derailed my devotionals. I had my L4 vertebrae in my lower back kind of did one of these and turned to the side. And so that put me out of commission for a little while. And then I just got back from a pastor's conference. And so that's where I've been. But if you're sitting here going, I haven't wondered where you're at, buddy, just get on with the show. All right, I'll get on with the show. All right. And so I'm talking about obedience. All right. And I understand that just saying that word alone is probably enough to make you want to vomit, enough to make you want to not watch the rest of this video. But please hold on. All right. And so I'm going to be tracking through Jeremiah again. I'm going back to Jeremiah chapter 7. And I'm going to read an interesting passage to you. It's verses 21 through 24. And it's along this principle of obedience. All right. But please hang on for the ride here today. All right. So this is Jeremiah writing. And again, he's a prophet, and so God is speaking. He's writing this down. It says, "This is what the Lord Almighty, the God of Israel, says. Go ahead and add your burnt offerings to your other sacrifices and eat the meat yourselves." All right, I'm going to pause there just for a second to clarify what's happening here is the Israelites are serving God, but they're also serving other gods. And so they're making sacrifices to God on his altar, but they're also making sacrifices to other idols that they're serving. And God is saying, go ahead and just make the sacrifices for them. And how about this? How about you just eat the meat yourself instead of trying to serve it to the gods, right? Because when you're serving idols or other gods, really what you're doing is you're serving yourself, all right? And so I've talked a little bit about that in previous videos. "For when I brought your forefathers out of Egypt and spoke to them, I did not just give them commands about burnt offerings and sacrifices," right? There's more to serving me than just making sacrifices on an altar. "But I gave them this command: obey me, obey me, obey me, and I will be your God, and you will be my people. Walk in all the ways." All the ways? All the ways I command you, that it may go well with you. But they did not listen or pay attention. Instead, they followed the stubborn inclinations of their evil hearts. I almost said evil farts there. Whoops. They went backward and not forward. All right. And so what is God getting at here? What is Jeremiah talking about? He's talking about this idea of partial obedience where we try to partner God with our life of sin. And we hope that the God things that we do can help outweigh the sin things that we allow ourselves to still have in our lives. And these Israelites, they're thinking, come on, Jeremiah. I mean, we did the sacrifices, right? What more does God want? Well, what does God want? He wants obedience, not just regarding the sacrifices, okay? He wants obedience in all the ways. And it's this idea that I had a friend talk about this. I believe he was teaching through 1 Kings once. And he was talking about how partial obedience to God, okay? Partial obedience, where you just do some of the things rather than all the things. But partial obedience to God in his eyes is still 100% disobedience. We like to think that God grades on this sliding scale, okay? He doesn't. He doesn't. Partial obedience is equal to 100% disobedience. Or think about it like this: obedience in one area of my life does not account for disobedience in another area. It's not like I'm trying to, it's not a balancing act. Maybe that's a better way of saying it, where on this side of the scale is the God things that I do. And on this side of the scale is still kind of some of the bad things that I still like to do. And I don't necessarily want to get rid of these. So I'll do some more of these God things in my life Okay, I'll go to an extra church service or I'll give a little extra money on a Sunday morning because I know that I want to do. We can't partner God with sin. Okay, God is holy. There is no sin in him. And when he sent Jesus to transform our lives and put his Holy Spirit inside of us, he didn't do that so that we could partner our sinful life or our sinful nature with godliness. Okay, they don't balance each other out. Okay, one is meant to consume the other. But here's what's tricky: if we allow it to, our sinful nature is going to consume our godly nature that we're meant to carry in our lives. Okay, so rather, what we're supposed to do is let our godly nature, the spirit nature that's been placed inside us, we're meant to allow that to consume our sinful nature. I'm going to read to you one quick passage that goes along with this. This is in Galatians. It's chapter 5, verse 13. And he says this: my brothers, you were called to be free. Paul is writing here. But do not use your freedom to indulge this sinful nature. You got to stop partnering your godly aspects of your life with the sinful aspects of your life as some sort of weird balancing act. They're not meant to balance each other out. You're meant to partner your life with the spirit nature so that your sinful nature gets consumed and obliterated. Hey, you guys, have an awesome, awesome day and be blessed.